Hello everyone. How are we doing? It's 9:51. Pulled up the stream a few minutes late. Was checking out the market, and where did my coffee go? Give me a second. Okie dokie. I was looking at AK, and it looked like it took off this morning about 9:30. In UAI, that one's been on the top of the list for a few minutes now. I believe ATON also was. Check the Discord and see if anybody's posting anything. Oh, and hi Vix. I'm sorry, I didn't say hello. Okay, so she just put a call out for Google. Let's check out Google. Okay, so Google's taken off twice. She probably bought in, I'd say she probably bought in somewhere around here. She's good at watching the candles. I think she watches the or not 4 minutes, the 2 minutes and the 5 minutes. Maybe she uses four, I'm not positive. I gotta ask her for sure. Um, but yeah, she's really good at seeing the upward trend and getting on the bandwagon before it pays out. A lot of these traders are really good at that sort of thing. They have brought my attention to lots of different stocks that are um don't want to say safer investments. I'm not positive. Like, no matter what the investment you're making, it is an investment, so it may not pan out. But there are some investments that are more likely to pan out than others. And have found that with the stocks, even if I catch the call out later, whatever, um, it does not seem too big of a deal to be stuck with some of those stocks a little bit, though I do try to avoid it, especially if it's not something I'm interested in longing. I, I put protein powder in my coffee and I got the protein powder stuck on the side of my cup. Actually, I did a new coffee this morning. We'll do coffee here in a minute. I was already running behind, so just mixing it up better. Does Google? I don't watch Google a lot. Okay, yeah, no, it spikes and dips quite often, which would make sense. Google's always doing something to put themselves in the news, good or bad. That was quite a jump today, though, more so than the past few days. Let's see. Let's go to the 1 week. 5 days. So it's taken a dip. It was 338 for 41. Let's check the 1 month. Okay, so looking at this, you could buy it um at almost around $300, and you could flip it for at least $40 profit there per share. Um, but on the other hand of that, you could also buy it at like 320 and end up losing $40 a share. So it's just like that's the things that you got to consider when you're looking at these stocks, like the high, the low, how much will you lose, how much will you gain, that sort of thing. And I don't add anything to my list until I've checked out the months, the weeks. Um, and sometimes I'll go all the way to the year. Like I'll check the 5 year just to kind of see what the company has done over the past several years. But the things in the last year, the last 6 months are really what I pay the most attention to. And of course the weeks and so on and so forth. It's just something I do. I don't know if it's beneficial. I think it is. Unnecessary? Maybe. DJT's at 14 bucks. That one is one that so I've seen it hang out about 14. I've seen it hang out about 16. I've seen it hang out about 18. Um, but honestly, for me, for DJT, I'll pull it up real quick so you guys can see. For me, for DJT, I would not buy it higher than 16, maybe not even 14. Like it does get up above that, but I bought it at 18 once and yeah. See, like right here, it's 30 bucks. But I bought it at 18 before, and it must have been a bad week or a bad couple of weeks because I held on to that stock long enough for me to lose money off of it, be frustrated with it, and then ditch it. But the funny thing is, if I would have held it for another couple of weeks after that, I would have made back all my profits and I wouldn't have taken a loss. So in that instance, I did get impatient, but I also could have lost more because I bought it at 18, and if it dropped to 10, I'd have been out $8 a stock, and that would have really made me mad. But I ditched it, took the loss, and moved on. I know it could be good for scalping at 14, but let's see what's going on in the news. I haven't checked the stock news today, guys. I'm not with it. Give me a second to sort my brain. So behind on doing all the things that I need to do today, guys. At least for stocks. It's always housework to be done, but that'll never be done. Always recurring problem. Dow dropped 700 points. That's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for sync as Trump tariffs start. Okay, let's see what that says. What? Thank you. Updated 22 minutes ago. You know what? To compare what we're reading with what the stock market is currently saying, we'll just pop this bad boy up here. Not all big, so I can see my other stuff. Jeez. Then we will go to paper trades. I'm sorry. Go to my regular trading so I can find it easier. Market scanning. Let's check out. Oh, yeah. So it looks like everything's red today. So for the global index, we got S&P down 141, Dow Jones down 140 point. Okay, start over. I said that wrong. S&P 500 down 1.43, Dow Jones 1.45, and SDIQ down 1.64, Shenzhen down 0.97, and Shanghai down 0.01. So Shenzhen and Shanghai have seemed to have taken the least smallest hit so far, but it always changes. So, as far as the industries, XOM for oil and gas, up 1.10%. TTE up 98. Is there anything up more than there's a 3%er. EXE up 3.81%. I think that a lot of the times whenever the I call them more experienced traders, they usually are looking at stuff with a 1 to 2% change when they're doing their scalps or their words. Longs? No, swings, I think. Let's go back to watching. Oh, we pulled up Hecla. I must have clicked it on the other page. So let's go back to Google and see if what I just said reigns true. Where is Google? Wait, it should tell me somewhere. See, now it's down, but when it was here, where is it on the list at? Did I scroll past it? Maybe. Another unfortunate thing is the list. When you have it set, so I have my list set to show me the change and stuff. When you have it set to the change, they move all the time. So if you've been looking at one and then it'll just move up or down, and you're like, ah, where did it go? So right now I can't find Google on my big list of stocks. Oh wow, I've almost got 400 on this list, guys. It's crazy. And many of them I've gotten from the group. Now I found quite a few by myself doing the little market stuff. I'm getting distracted. We were looking at, oh, we got Google up. We were looking at the news this morning. You couldn't hear me. I was wanting to pull, so that episode pulled up another episode, or not page. That page pulled up another page, or had a link to it. Yeah, I'm looking at two pages. So Trump has threatened a 200% tariff on French wine and champagne. So it sounds to me like everybody's in a big old tariff war, saying if you do this, then we're gonna do this, and everybody's losing because of that. I mean, to be honest, if everybody's got such high tariffs, it what's the point? The point of the tariff is to offset costs. But if everybody's charging like 100, 200% on tariffs on imported products, what is the point of having tariffs at all? Nobody's going to buy your stuff. Your businesses are going to fail because nobody wants to pay double or more what the product is worth. It's stupid and no one wins. If we all do the same thing, I want to say, like, there is negotiation and all that other stuff, but if we all just are like, hey, I want to charge 200% on all of my stuff because I don't like you, well, then guess nobody's gonna buy your stuff, dude. Sorry. Hope you didn't spend too much money on that idea. So people are upset that Trump is either in Greenland, pushing his way to Greenland. We're not going to get too political, but it does affect the stock, so we'll graze over it. Um, but yeah, so nobody knows what the tariffs are going. From what I can see, from what I've seen in the news so far, is nobody is quite sure what the tariffs are going to be doing. So they're just big money's freaking out, pulling out. That's what it seems like to me. It'll level out whenever the negotiations are done. I don't imagine it'll take too long. Because, like, whenever we are in these disagreements, I feel like sometimes the people don't buy the products because they don't. I guess it depends. If they feel like the product is going to cost more, they'll buy a bunch of them and get them out, like, get it so they don't have to pay more for it. But if they feel like the product is going to cost less or equal, or if they're just patriotic for their own country, not just Americans, any country, they may not buy at all, just to support their country. So I don't know. I don't understand the point of tariffs really. I mean, I understand what they're for. I understand the point. I just don't see why everybody's got a tariff for everybody. Like why? I thought they were supposed to be like a sort of a war reparation thing, but it does not seem to be that. It just seems to be a negotiation tactic between countries. Okay, enough about the tariffs. Okay, looking at Google, 2340 is what I'm currently seeing on Webull. I don't have Thinkorswim pulled up yet. I'm just not with it today, guys. AKAN's back up to 148. It took a dip to 145. This is gonna go for a few cents scalp. I don't even start looking at longs or anything like that usually until after I'm done with my scalps. Like I'll take a peek at them, but they're not really my main focus unless I've decided that I'm not scalping for the day. It is 10:10. I do need to take a look and see what they're doing. Let's look at NAK. $1.98. Mm, see, this is my happy price right here. $1.80. Well, that's $1.80. A little bit lower. But like $1.80 makes me happy to buy it at this because I know I can make $2 off of it. Sometimes four. It just depends on what it's doing. What happened? Why did you do that? Why do you do that? Where did it go? Ah, just there. I found it. What's AM doing? Oh, Hecla's down. What did it do? Hit 30? 28.81. Dip to 26.74. What, Rory? It cracks me up with these cats because their little feet are always so cold, at least in the winter time. Yep, your little toes are cold. I can feel them on my lap. Don't know if you guys can see Miss Rory. Oh, you can see her. I turned the camera. Let me know if it's distracting or if, like, I noticed it kind of like darkened out at certain areas of the screen. But I don't really need the space to my sides, so it was just kind of a waste. And the tops of my ears are always cut off, so I flipped it. Oh, yes, you happy girl, yes. She will just stand there forever as you pet her before she gets comfortable. Or she'll just paw forever. Like, I swear, 5 solid minutes of kneading. It's annoying. And then she doesn't even get comfy in the spot that she's been patting on for like, 15 minutes. Does she? No. No, she moves to somewhere else that she has not currently kneaded down and gotten cozy, and she lays down there. Why? I don't know. She's a happy girl. That is mine, not yours. Yeah, I know you want some, but you can't have any. It's got chocolate in it. You just could not have chocolate. Hmm, she's so sweet. I'm gonna grab on some more drink, but I'll be right back. Okie dokie. And I am back. Start slow down 1023. So we were looking at our longs. NAK, that was one of the longs. NVA is another one that I liked. I like the mining companies. Um, Now, depending on the laws and such, those are not always great. But here lately, they've been pretty good. Another companies, another group of companies that I tend to pay attention to are the cannabis stocks because they've been moving. There's been some changes made um, throughout the states. There was still wind of changes to be made on the federal level. I haven't heard anything permanent yet, though. Just that they keep talking about it. It's still so AKAN is still up, HITI is still up, and CRON is still up. AKN is an older, let me check back to, yeah, AKA or Cron, yeah, High Tide. Cron and High Tide are both older stock companies prior to 2018, which was before the big cannabis boom. Now, this one came in at the end of the cannabis boom. Um, so this one started the stock out really expensive and then within that year dipped drastically. So Village Farms is another older one. Honestly, well, I don't want to say that. That's not a for sure thing. A guess would be that if it's still open, the company's still doing all right. I've seen a lot of these hit 80 cents though, so that doesn't surprise me that any of these stocks at some point would hit under a dollar. But yeah, so this one, Grow, GR, GRWG, VFF, CRON, HITI have all been doing this for a while. Oh, and SNDL, that's another one. How long has SNDL been in? Since 2019? Yeah, so these ones started prior to the big boom. Nice, I'm pulling up my metals and mining list. ORL is A is at the top. What was another one that I already talked about? NVA. So this one's had a lot of movement today. Um, It never really, almost broke a dollar. It never did though. Alrighty guys, well it's already 10:30. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I will be back on tomorrow morning I should be starting at 9 as long as something stupid doesn't happen. But anyway, I wish that you all get green with all of your trades and I will catch you tomorrow. Bye.